Hello to all of you. This is a fine time for us, and I know it's going to be a fine time for you. Come with us in this 30-minute show for the good times in your life, and we will give you one of those good times tonight. Come with me, let's go!
Woke up this morning, I suddenly realized we're all in this together. I started smiling, 'cause you were smiling, and we're all in this together. I'm made of atoms, you're made of atoms, and we're all in this together. And long division just doesn't matter, 'cause we're all in this together. Yeah. We are all in this together. We're all in this together. We are all in this together. Together.
We have a round style.
Ano ang alam mo tungkol sa acupuncture?
Acupuncture, yung karayo. Ayan, yung nilalagay sa body. Yun ang alam ko.
Yung mga nerves sa parang sa mga reflex.
Pang-relax dito para sa massage. Sa mga ugat.
Okay.
Diba ginagamit yung minsan yung pagtusok?
Sa mga massage sir.
Sa mga ugat na, kumbaga, ano ba yun? Parang, kung diba sa muscle lang, alin ng mga ugat.
Ano din, gamot din. Yung tinutusok sa katawan. Para imbis na medicine. Yun yung ginagawa.
Yung mga karayom na tinutusok-tusok, it's an old way of curing mga illness from China, Korea.
Good evening everyone!
Good evening, everyone.
This is my co-host, Fonzie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Fonzie.
Hi!
And I'm your host, Noel Bacelia. Okay? So tonight we're going to have 3 panelists. And they're one of the best resource person concerning this subject in the country. Our subject tonight is about acupuncture. Okay? And there's so many questions concerning this subject, and we want to clear this out this evening.
Yes.
Okay? So I give the floor to Fonzie. Let's introduce our guest.
Okay, we'll be having 3 guests for our show tonight. Our first guest is Dr. Jennifer S. Madamba, a graduate from University of the Philippines, a family physician, a certified medical acupuncturist, anthroposophic medicine, head of advocacy of research and training for INAM, auditor of the Philippines for the Philippine Academy of Acupuncture Incorporated. Let's give it up for Dr. Jennifer S. Madamba. Now, for our second guest, we have here Ms. Janet P. Paredes, also a graduate of University of the Philippines, also a family counselor, certified acupuncturist, again, acupuncture detoxification specialist, registered nurse, trainer of National Acupuncture Detoxification Association, and a country representative for NADA in the Philippines. Treasurer for Philippine Academy of Acupuncture Incorporated. Again, let's give a round of applause for Ms. Janet P. Paredes. And last but not the least, our male guest for tonight. I'd like to introduce Mr. Gerald B. Cueto, a metaphysician, Reiki master teacher, Asian health practices, intuitive counselor, and a holistic life coach and mentor, certified acupuncturist, and lastly, Acupuncture detoxification specialist. And again, another round of applause for Mr. Gerald Cueto.
Thank you very much, Fonzie. Okay, and again, we are here with our audience, no? And before we start, we'd like the audience to know that we're going to do sample treatment of acupuncture this evening. So we'll have Ligaya Vicelli here, who's going to be one of our sample persons who have treatment. Okay. What exactly is acupuncture?
Traditional Chinese medicine that makes use of sterile acupuncture needles that you put into the body so that it's able to balance what you call yin and yang of the body. So it's almost like, for example, in the Filipino language, we have init lamig. Too much of init and too much of lamig can cause disease. What you want is to achieve balance.
Okay. So, where do you get this too much init or too much lamig?
Okay. Anybody had experienced a headache when you went under the sun for a long period of time? That's too much init. Or you've been exposed so much in air conditioning for a long period of time, you can also get too much lamig. So those are what you call external invasion of init and lamig into your bodies. But you can also generate this heat within your body. When you eat too much hot food, when you get too angry, you generate heat. When you're taking a lot of cold food, too much, vegetables that are raw, and at the same time you're taking a lot of fruit juices but no warming foods, and you can become too frightened, you can become cold. So it can be generated from the external as well as the internal.
Okay. So, you said that acupuncture will be able to balance this hot and cold inside the body. So, I'd like to ask Janet, how does acupuncture puncturing a person link to the alleviation of the hot and cold in the body?
Okay. In the body, in traditional Chinese medicine, there are channels or meridians. These are channels and meridians. They are composed of different points, whether it's in the lower extremities, upper extremities, the head, the back of our back, and depending on the particular organ that has been invaded by cold, heat, summer heat, wind, and some other, we call it pernicious influences, whether it's internal or external, there are specific acupuncture points that can be used to balance that particular area where there is a lot of heat or a lot of cold. If there is a lot of cold, then as the lady was saying a while ago, we can use oxybustion or ventosa or use a lot of warming equipments to balance the cold.
Just for the benefit of the audience, siguro you don't know what is moxibustion is, no? What this thing they're talking about, Janet? Can you explain that more?
Moxibustion is it's a warming herbal stick. I don't know if we have a sample right here. It's a warming herbal stick that we light, and once the particular point is punctured, we light that stick, and we either indirectly put the moxibustion stick on the acupuncture needle where the acupuncture needle has been punctured, or it can be done directly. There are different kinds of moxibustion methods. Directly would be like if the general area that is cold is here, you can either put a slice of ginger, you bore holes in the slice of ginger, then you put what we call the it's loose moxa, where you can put it on top of the ginger and then you light it and slowly it's going to warm. It's very, very soothing, very, very nice effect. So that may be one thing.
So that's the heating agent. Okay, so it's not only puncturing the body. There are other ways of actually. You're actually pushing out chi or pulling out chi in this way. So how does that work with puncture? Okay, let Mac answer this.
In acupuncture kasi, you promote the free flow of qi. O, sige, ano yung qi? Qi is the term used for vital energy. All of us have qi in our body. We store it in our organs, in our muscles, and it is running smoothly in our body if we are in perfect health. Ngayon, to answer to that question, do you move qi to warm the body? The answer is yes.
Okay.
So, kasi usually when it is cold, qi is sa ano yun is, it's being congealed or being contracted to one particular area. So what warming does is disperses that construction, thus qi flow is maintained. Ganon din yung usually nakikita natin sa mga usual pain syndromes.
So you're telling us here that the meridians, sinasabi natin meridians are the highways of qi.
Qi and other vital substances.
Okay. So what does puncturing do to make that qi move?
Okay, balik tayo sa init-lamig. See something I think that is easier to understand. So if there is a lot of heat in the body, so you can use water points to be able to cool the body. And when you have a lot of cold in the body, you can use fire points. So particular acupuncture points have these elements of warming and cooling the body. So that is how, so that if there is a lot of, when there is cold, there's really lack of heat, lack of qi, because qi has a warming quality. So when you use a particular point now, whether you use a needle, or whether you use a moxibustion stick, or whether you use ventosa, or whether you use some tapa like herbs, these are acupuncture points that will respond to particular materials based on the quality of those materials. So that is acupuncture now. Because acupuncture is one of the modalities of treatment under Chinese medicine, but is usually used also with all other modalities.
Okay. So generally, you're saying that acupuncture originated from China.
Well, maraming sasabihin ng iba't ibang countries na originated sila, but historically, yes.
Okay, so this acupuncture, can we just do testing on our patients right now? And while we're doing, who's gonna do the puncturing? Okay, Mac will do the puncturing, and Madam Jen will actually explain what Mac is doing while Mac is doing the puncturing. Okay, close up yung time, tingnan natin.
After Mark got the BP of the lady, he started doing pulse diagnosis, and he looked at the top of the lady brown shirt, and I think he's trying to ask now.
What is Mac doing right now with his two hands?
He's comparing the pulses of the left and right arm. Because in traditional Chinese medicine, there are different levels and there are different organs relating to pulse diagnosis. Iba't ibang levels yun eh.
So this is a standard practice. You have to do pulsing, and then the
tongue. You have to look into the tongue, pulse diagnosis, look into the tongue, and try to relate it to the state of the patient.
Okay. So it's interviewing the patient also. Okay. So after the interview, is that the standard, the BP, and then the pulsing, and then the time?
We call it the 8 traditional methods of diagnosing.
Okay.
8 traditional Chinese
Yeah.
medicine.
I found some people also looking at the face. Okay.
Facial diagnosis.
Facial
In the
diagnosis.
face kasi, marami kang makikita eh. We look at the facial lines, we look at the color, we look into the luster of the eyes. You also have to look into the luster of the hair. No, maraming makikita doon. And all this data that you're going to gather will be correlated to the chief complaint of the patient.
Okay. So it's not, even with just looking at the face, you could actually see a lot of things already.
Yes. And even the movement of the patient. Once the patient comes into your clinic, yung movement niya will say a lot of things. Whether the movement is fast, slow, whether the face is very pale or very red, it tells a lot of things. No? Kung pale yan, the patient can be experiencing a lot of cold. No?
Okay. So, we're saying na medyo saan mo tutulukan ngayon, ma? Well, you do the function.
Masakit daw tuhod niya.
Okay, so that, saan parte?
Mostly at the feet.
Okay.
And also at legs and also some of the weaknesses radiating from the big toe.
So, ang major complaint po, your major complaint is yung nararamdaman niyo po.
Pagkagalaw ko nakatayo. Yeah.
Which means when she stands for a long time, that's the time she starts to feel pain. Tama ba yun? Okay.
Pakinamot niya
I think Mark is going to do a local point for the specific pain on the knee.
Pag local is where is the area where you feel the pain. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, ito, Mark, is that bladder 34 or
Saka stomach.
34? Bladder 34.
So there are particular meridians that pinpoint that you will have an idea of what the particular organs are in trouble, no? When you have pain, for example, at the side of the head, it points to something like a gallbladder problem, or what we call a triple-energizing problem. It may mean that you may have problems with the gallbladder physically. It also may mean that you have also problems that are related to the physical organ. In Chinese medicine, when you talk about organs, it doesn't only mean the physical organ, but it also extends into concordances related to it, or mga related phenomena. For example, gallbladder is the actual physical gallbladder, but the gallbladder, especially a very deep lines on your face, also indicates some gallbladder dysfunction.
Okay, so umili niya dito.
So, kaya nyo eh.
Tumalalim.
So, because the gallbladder's function in terms of mental functions has something to do with a lot of decision-making processes.
Okay. So you're saying here, Dr. Jenny, that our emotions,
Yes.
our belief systems actually affect our health.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
So remember that our emotions, our belief system actually affect our health.
Actually, the emotions become etched on your face,
Okay.
so that people with a lot of lines on the forehead indicate worries. And at the same time, it also indicates some problems related with the spleen, which is the major organ of digestion in Chinese medicine. So you probably experience digestion problems. In her particular case, it seems that part of our maturing process, if you would like to call that,
Yeah.
has something to do with
This is aging.
it has something to do with affectation of the Chinese kidney. I would like to distinguish that from the multimedical kidney. Because the kidney is what we call has a function of storing the gene essence, which is very much like the genetic material. We have so much gene essence only. And
The gene essence is like, what does that mean?
it's almost like the hereditary material we got from our parents.
Okay, so it's something that is passed on. Is it like DNA? No.
No, not necessarily. It's just basically also energetic in nature, and that you are born with it, only a specific amount. And
Okay, so this is like a fixed amount that you have. Like when you were born, you were given this fixed amount of chi.
Yes.
Okay, and then as you go through life, you start to spend this energy.
Yes.
Okay. So parang kung sa video game siya, meron kang several ang tawag dito, lives. Tapos na-spend mo yung life mo just during the game.
But you spare it because of food and air that we take in. So it's very, very important to get good food so we don't consume that. Other things, other phenomena that will consume it are, for example, yung burning the midnight candle. Too frequent pregnancies.
Oh.
And
So if you stay out late, that's really burning out the energy.
yeah.
And too many pregnancies also. Okay.
Gene essence is a very important topic, you know. What Dr. Jenny was saying, just to add on it, gene essence developed at the time that your parents were you conceiving you, specifically the mother. But at the time that if both parents were healthy, then you would expect a child or a baby with really very good gene essence. You notice Mac is now doing ear acupuncture.
Ear acupuncture. Yung whole body acupuncture and ear acupuncture before we get to this question.
Ear acupuncture is part of the, we call it the microsystems. No? When you look at the ear, no, we brought an ear diagram or an ear model, it represents the entire body. It's like an inverted fetus. Yung ear, bawat ears natin. And every ear represents different organs. So much so that just knowing the ear, ang dami mo naman, you can treat a lot of different diseases or conditions already. To really relieve addiction disorders, to relieve craving for more drugs, for alcoholism, for cigarette smoking, and also for conditions related to mental illness. Nagagamit din yung ear acupuncture. That specific 5 points, which is known as the Madamba protocol.
Okay. Thank you very much. And now we go to Malu's question.
Now I understand what Mark is doing now is the traditional acupuncture because he's using the needle, right? And I once attended the health fair, and they introduced a new kind of acupuncture, which they claim it's a needleless acupuncture. It's like just a patch. And there was another type. It's needless acupuncture or dry needling. Now, can you please explain to us how do they differ from each other? The one that Mac is using right now, the traditional acupuncture, the patch, and then the dry needling.
I'm familiar with the patch, but I'm not familiar with the dry needling. When we talk about acupuncture, it's basically the use of the needle. So as I mentioned earlier, the acupuncture is placed on acupuncture points or acupoints. So the effect generally is still on the acupoint. So if they call it needleless, it's because they use a herb. Patches are herbs. Or there's another kind of patch that makes use of, what do you call this, parang bantum. A certain type of energy or disc is placed on top. So that's programmed to deliver a particular energy. So this is where now the merging of advances in technology, making use of traditional knowledge is actually helping people. So they're able to have acupuncture, pero hindi especially their people of needles, and at the same time they are able to deliver such effects. So the right use or the right choices of acupuncture points is still necessary. Analysis goes into that to be able to get that.
I just wanted to check,
Near the mic, please. Yeah.
does it help to cure addictions like smoking?
Specifically, we use the ear, ear acupuncture. This is another protocol. We use 5 points of the left and 5 points of the right. Now, the particular patient has to be assessed first. Not all smokers can really or are willing to stop smoking. So there are stages wherein if the person is really convinced and really have decided to stop smoking, then that would facilitate the healing process.
This is Eddie.
Hello, good evening everyone. There was a mention earlier regarding the luster of the face, the color, the lines. So what if everybody knows that there are things like thank you doc? Could it be camouflaged by...
Thank you doc is facial surgery.
Botox and other chemicals that are added to the body natural knot, they actually alter the skin. See, even acupuncture, cosmetic acupuncture is being done. What essentially it does is does a bit of inflammation for some, so that when it is inflamed, namamagayan, before you remove then the wrinkle is gone. And so, and the other is a replacement of some collagen, no? So, afterwards, okay, afterwards, when the effects of this are gone, what was originally, what was coming, the energy that was coming from inside us, will again manifest there. So that, what the point I'm trying to deliver is, keeping young is really coming from inside us.
So many needles here. What do you call this? Itong area na to. Yingtang? Yingtang area. So what are you feeling right now, Architect Mike?
There's a little bit of pain, but it's tolerable.
Other sensations?
Let's just about it.
Okay.
I have cough and colds now.
That's why you're having this. Okay, so basically it's for the cough and colds. Okay.
Well, he mentioned about appetite suppressant, that's why it's on the ear also, and they got interested.
They got interested because they asked me, is there a specific point for weight reduction?
Yes.
I said yes.
Okay. Any other questions from the audience?
Regarding about the chi you were mentioning earlier, I want to ask kung how can we regain chi? Kasi you were talking about our chi getting out. How can we regain our chi back? Can we do anything or can we eat something or do anything about it?
There are different practices wherein you can, we call it harnessing of energy or harnessing of chi. No? Daily exercises such as qigong, no? Tai chi, no? And harnessing good energy from the universe, from heaven and from the earth can be practiced on a daily basis. And this goes very well with your diet, your lifestyle, no? And sleep patterns, because there are sleeping hours that you really have to keep in mind, like 11 to 3:30, no? That's the liver time, and that's the time that the liver stores blood, so that the next day you have good energy to circulate. So those are some of the things that you have to keep in mind, including exercises also, daily exercises. Pero exercises na hindi very strenuous. Still, you gain more energy through these exercises. Hindi yung high impact aerobics or jogging na mabilis, no? Which is really, it can affect the skin later on if it's done on a very long time.
Okay. So is raw food really beneficial for getting more chi? Not.
It depends on the constitution of the body.
Okay.
No? If the patient, no, you have to diagnose the patient. If the patient has a balanced chi or energy level, then I don't see any problem with raw food. But if the energies of the body of a patient is too much of cold, and still you take in too much cold foods, no, such as all the salad raw are cold to the body.
Yes.
Mga raw
sashimi,
no, yung Japanese foods, yan. That's very cold to the system. Taking in a lot of cold drinks, ice cold drinks, every time you take a meal, that would take its toll later on your digestive system, and that would really hamper the free flow of energy. For families, if there are simple conditions, simple complaints, no, I would suggest not to immediately take the tablet or go to a doctor. No? I guess in every family there will be a healer. There can be somebody that can learn, that there can be somebody that can really do the healing before running to a center or to a hospital, because I think every family has the right to his own health, no? Everybody has, and every family has that right to really develop the inner quality of healing that can be done in every family. Each one has that quality, each one has that gift, no? To heal and to take care of the family members.
Thank you. How about Dr. Jen?
I think before anything else, we just need to remember basically 4 things to keep healthy. One is sapat, nutritious food. Next one is, ano ba? Sapat, natulog, at paninga. Just the right also amount of exercise and rest and work. And possibly the most important is positive thinking. And when we do this, all the different acupuncture points in our bodies, whether inside or outside, will work well.
Okay, and Ma?
What can I say? So I'll just make a synthesis. If you want to help with your family, so try a healing modality, kahit na proper diet or massage, or in this case acupuncture or any energy healing meditation. And those, yun lang gagawin nyo, that we could always have perfect health. And perfect health means happiness. And when you're happy, you're at peace with yourself and with the community.
Yes. And you'll always have happy times! And with that, thank you very much for our guest. And see you in the next TV show. And Ponzi, thank you very much also. Okay, thank you very much to our guests. Let's give them a big hand.
Woke up this morning, I suddenly realized we're all in this together. I started smiling, 'cause you were smiling, and we're all in this together. I'm made of atoms, you're made of atoms, and we're